Cartoon games like never before. Our latest updates at your door. With this release we're taking aim at new frontiers. Are we insane? Those of you craving more PvE encounters, or seeking the limits of engineering prowess, pick up your tools, there's work to be done. This new contact updates upon us, have fun. New ProtoTech bugs are coming your way. Advanced new technologies are here to stay. We're bringing you changes to gameplay for free. It's all wrapped up in the Contact DLC. Stay tuned for the future, there's much more to come. We're keen to improve things, this battle ain't won. The factor are more ruthless with advancement in tech.
Oh man. Wow. It is definitely morning. Holy crap. I had the strangest dream. I am tired and beat up. I mean, I know I worked hard yesterday, but wow, this is new. Huh. I had this dream that I tried to take out the Space Pirate relay station with kill them drones and some modified version of the Catfish fighter, and it went badly. It went really badly. I don't remember doing this, so I'm a little nervous since I'm so tired that something might have happened to the kill them drones and the Catfish. So these are the goals that we have. You know, I mean, ultimately we want to get some ProtoTech, right? That's what we're here for. We're here to get the tech. ProtoTech quest. We have a cheesy buddy who's in cryo and isn't coming out soon. So goals short term, what we're going to work on today is storage for ice and hydrogen on Titan. And we may work on a drill to harvest the ice, all the ice on the ice on Titan. Maybe that's a design flaw I need to rectify here. Maybe I need to fix that. Yeah. So in the medium term, we're going to make some drones that actually escort our fighters around. And we're going to build a better fighter. We're going to build a dedicated dock for the new fighter. We're going to build some missiles. We're going to get, see right here, see this item? ProtoTech. We're going to get ProtoTech, but it isn't going to be this episode. That's in the medium term. So, also got a lot of other things like large grid ship printer, missiles, all kinds of good stuff. But, you know, this is Space Engineers, so this stuff takes a minute to actually accomplish. I leave that on like that while I'm in there so that it can help fill the oxygen in there. Well, let's put our helmet on. Yeah. Yep, we only died a little bit, so that's good. And got a medical room right here, so yay. The hydrogen and ice storage. Last time, we dug out a big gallery down here to put all the tanks and like ice tanks and like hydrogen tanks. So we have kind of a good sized space here, and first thing I want to do is sort of lay out how we're going to use it, and then once we've got that established, maybe make a blueprint and print it. I don't know, we don't need to fill this entire space, so I don't know. I'm going to get started laying some things out. I'm just going to put a basic framework down about where to get started. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back. Okay, so I have some basics laid out here, and I'm trying to refine them a little bit. So this is the these are the ice containers. Got a bit of beam block work under here to try and make them look supported. I feel that just makes the build look more realistic, which makes me have a lot more fun. So I'm trying to make things look well supported. I think this is basically a section for the upper part. This is the basics of it. I'm going to repeat that 1.5 more times. I don't know, 1.5 more times. Maybe I'll just slap a third container on there. I don't know. Maybe I'll just slap another container on here. So that's the basic pattern up here. So I'm gonna get all this conveyoring piped in through here. I'm probably gonna run the line through here and then bring it up in the middle and connect it. Gonna need to get sorters sorted. So I have some extra room in here. That's why I put these blocks in here, to have extra room. I like using the beam blocks in this back-to-back kind of way, where you use the half blocks. It takes up twice as many blocks, but it let me do this interesting shape up here, right? So that's pretty neat. And under here, we're going to make hydrogen tanks. So I'm going to work on this upper design a bit more. I don't think I'm going to bother making a blueprint just because it's mostly laid out, I guess. I think it's going to be neat to use the new O2 gens. So I have a new O2 gen here, one of the ones with the bubbles. The bubbles are on top. Thought it'd be neat to see things piped in. Oh, I need to turn that. Okay, so we got some more parts. So I think it'll be neat to see that piped in there, and then this will pipe into the side. It'll go into the main conveyor line here. I'm just going to make it the same on both sides. So now we need to put lights in here, and I just want to put like some kind of superstructure in to hang them off of. I'd like it to be chunky, and I don't need it to be symmetrical. So I'm going to just run this beam all along the top here, place the blocks. I'm having a good time laying this build out. I'm sure that I'm not going to have that great of a time welding it, but maybe I can do some piston-y, shenanigan-y type things. That was my original plan, was to do that. Okay, space engineers. It is the next day for me. I got kind of carried away, I guess, with laying out the blocks. And I don't think I did a very good job of talking about it, or no oxygen, or of getting footage of it. So I'm just gonna show you what I've been up to now. So let's take a look. So I've had this bridge over troubled mining. I guess that's what that is. I have this area in here where I have this trench down the middle. And my intent is to run a welder with a piston all the way down there to weld everything up. But I got a couple of things going on here with what I was thinking here. I wanted to have some chunky supports to kind of make it look more industrial and realistic. And then I have these walkable catwalks that are upside down because I thought I might place blocks in here, but I don't think they need to be upside down. I think that think they should be right side up with
Energy critical.
catwalks on top of them. And then when I'm done welding all this stuff up, I thought that I might make some stairs to go down through here. And then down in this area, we are going to have hydrogen tank storage for all the hydrogen we're generating. I'm not going to make a bunch of O2 gens, just 2 really, because most of the time we're not going to be waiting on this to do any generation. Any hydrogen generation. Because it's going to do it while we're gone. So I'm going to lay some more stuff out. If I think it's really, I don't know. If I have something to say about it, I'll try and say something about it. If I don't, then we're going to go straight to welding. So we'll just see what happens. I'm going to clean this up, get this sorted out. Build my piston for welding. And then I'll come back and we can see what gets welded up by the amazing welder.
Booting up the thrusters, systems all online. Metal bird breaks orbit, leaving dust behind. Blueprints in his visor, welding dreams from soul. He's a one-man faction, this vacuum's his home. Wire spark and drills ignite. Asteroid shimmer in the night. From planet to sector, the legend grows. Cosmic donuts on the go. Stars and steel forge the sky. Building on worlds where others die. Mining deep for riches unknown. Tech and power to call his own. He's fighting through the great unknown. Cosmic Donut, claim your throne. He seeks old signals, ghosts in code, finds lost ships in overload. Salvage turn to boorish might, upgrade thrusters, prep for flight. Enemies lurk in the blackened night, pirates, drones, they all attack. But he's got the skill, building defenses to turn the tide. This donut's got an iron will to survive. Stars and steel forge the sky. Building on worlds where others die. Mining deep for riches unknown. Tech and power to call his own. He's fighting through the great unknown. Cosmic Donut, claim your throne. Galaxies wide, systems fall. But he answers every call. Blocks and beams light the way. A builder born from stardust. Stars and steel forge the sky. Welding dreams where legends fly. Engines burning, plasma flows. Onward where the starlight goes. Cosmic down to take control. Engineer with heart and soul.
Log entry 41. Found a derelict near Sector 9. New tech.
Okay, so I am ready to do some welding. Built this welding arm. So it's just a piston with variety of welders on it to try and get all the blocks. These 2 side arms are going to have to be dismantled. It's that welder and these conveyors in this welder once we get past this cargo container. And I may rebuild them in here in order to have it weld this up for me. Or I may do that by hand when we get here. I don't know. We're ready to do this basic weld. Plan is, the plan is that I'm going to keep this welding arm after I weld the top part. And then I'm going to lay the bottom part out and rebuild the end of the arm here to allow it to weld up those tanks that we're going to place. So I'm going to go back over to my control station here, set up a nice spectator camera, come back. Okay, so the pistons weren't able to go all the way to the end, but they got really close. So that's pretty good. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that. Let's turn the welders off so we don't die. Well, that was pretty effective at welding this up. I mean, look at all this. I didn't have to do any of that. Right? All these blocks. To carry around materials. I hate doing that. Alright, well, I'm going to weld up the rest of this stuff upstairs here, and then when all these things are welded up, I'm going to come back and start working on the layout for down here. So let's retract these pistons. I think sometimes it's easier to just put like a general block in. Like just put a basic piece of catwalk down, and then later, when you know what you're doing, you can come back, pull it up, put the final piece in. It's not necessarily very efficient. Of just laying the blocks down correctly from the beginning, but I think it's efficient in terms of getting your build moving, getting the build done, because some of it is just getting some basic blocks down and seeing what things look like. That's a big big part of doing a build, I think, is just giving yourself something to base the rest of your build off of. Okay, so I've laid out these, what, 3, 1, 2, 3 ways down. And this one just allows you access into this little area down here. That's all this is for. I'm gonna weld this up. Actually lay out the hydrogen tanks. Not sure how much of all this welding and placing I'm going to show you. I don't think it's super interesting. But I want to show you guys what I'm doing. So, we'll see how much of this you get. We'll see if any of it is worthy of your time. Or at least we'll see if I think it's worthy of your time. You may have a different opinion, of course. If I put these catwalk piece at the bottom of the stairs here, then this will add opportunity to access this maintenance walk. This one's accessible from over there, but I think it should also be accessible from here. So this is what I was talking about with placing a block, and it's not the right block, but it's close enough that when you get there and you are finishing the build, just swap it out. Not playing with Oscrap, you might even have all the components on hand. So I'm gonna put walkways. I'm gonna put catwalk down here. I'll be back. Okay. I feel like this has been like an orgy of building or something silly like that. Some silly term. Because it kind of has been a bit. Definitely want to be able to look over the edge here, so let's clean this up. What's the point of having a railing if you can't look over it? Okay, that's better. Oopsies, we're gonna fall to our death. So you can climb down this ladder and run all the way down here and have access to this stuff all the way down to the end. Maybe you'll come back across, I don't know. All the way over here, access all this stuff. Climb up our ladder. Oh, that's a bit much. Yeah. Maybe that's a little better. Okay, so somewhere down here, we're going to have hydrogen tanks. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3 blocks minimum. So this could be a floor. So I'm just trying to figure out where the floor is. I think maybe this is where it'll be. And now I'm trying to figure out, kind of, do I want to put tanks like this? Put a lot of tanks in here if I do that. So if I put tanks in this row, they can line up with this conveyor line and be automatically hooked in. So I may put some tanks through here This is, I don't know, maybe crowded. Maybe it's a bit crowded. So what if we put it here? I think we're going to have plenty of room for tanks. And let's imagine we just fill this, right? Yeah, that's 8. So we can get 16 tanks in here. 16 is pretty good. 16 is about what we have on Ukamachi, I think. So I'm just going to hook all these up from the bottom. Not because they need to be, but because I think it'll be kind of cool. I'm also going to hook them up from the top. Not because they need to be hooked up so much, but just because I think it'll be cool. It'll look neat. A lot of the building I do is just, the way I build things is to make things look neat. I don't worry that much about PCU because I'm really lucky to have a nice machine. I'm not saying that PCU isn't an issue. I'm just saying that I don't worry about it too much. So, do I use this welding arm to do this, to weld everything? And I think the answer is that I do. And to accomplish that, I think I need to cut out these struts for the moment.
Fuel low.
Right, so I'm going to cut these supports out for the moment. And I'll put them back in later. But I'm going to use this to weld everything up since I know what I'm doing here. There's a lot of symmetry in most architecture. I think that it's a sort of a natural human need based on the idea that humans more or less have symmetry, and if the symmetry of the human is off, then that is a sign that there is some defect, and you probably don't want to reproduce with that human. I really think that's kind of what the symmetry thing is about. We're really used to seeing it, and not seeing it is not quite, something's not right. One of the things that I think is neat about this build is I'm going to have more room underneath here for either nothing, or if I really need to, more tanks. Getting to use a whole lot of catwalk, which I'm sure Mozo is going to be really excited about when he returns. Assuming he returns. So I'm just going to lay out floor and everything where all of these hydrogen tanks are going to go up on the second level. I think we're going to weld all the floor first with the welding arm. And then put the tanks in and try and use the welding arm to weld as many of the tanks as we can. I'm having a really good time with this build. I'm trying to get it all done really quick because I'm building too much stuff, but I am having a good old time. So the basics are that I have a conveyor line. The basics of my layout here before I get welding are that I've got a conveyor line running down the middle with a bunch of spots for tanks to be placed on both sides here. And then I've got some supporting structure. And I got some catwalks. This welding arm is going to weld up, hopefully, all of that. So. I know a lot of people don't, you know, they like the build and repair, all that kind of stuff, the nanobots, and there's nothing wrong with liking any of that stuff. But I just like to use the actual game to build things and not mods. It just makes me feel better. So, looks like I can run catwalk along the side here while I'm at it, and this welder will get it for me, so I think I should do that. I think it's important to be able to access all the equipment that you're building. Makes the build look real. If if a space engineer could walk around and get to all the parts of the build, it makes it more real. I mean, it's a game, but all right, let's turn on these welders. Wow, that was awesome. That didn't take very long. Pistons reverse. Oh yeah. Oh, this is great.
Energy low.
No, I didn't want that. Just didn't feel like it could get it, I guess. Okay. Huh, that's strange. It's doing a great job. Keeping me from having to do any of it. I don't know how to express how happy I am about it welding all this up. I really don't. It's so awesome. So the next thing that we're gonna do is put some hydrogen tanks in here. So some hydrogen tanks in, so let's just lay these out. I'm going to weld these as we go. So we're going to pull this back, and as we pull it back, it's going to weld all this stuff up for us. I'm gonna fix these pillars, and I'm gonna try and figure out how to put some stairs in. And I'm gonna hook these tanks up to the conveyor line. Maybe I'll come back in when I'm putting the stairs in, and we'll go over what I'm up to. Since they're not going to go in as I had planned. All right. It is unacceptably dark down here, so I'm going to have to put some lights in here. I wonder if I could just, this might be a good opportunity to use trusses and truss lights.
Energy.
I don't do this for lighting very often. It's a good idea. Let's give it a try. Okay, that's better. It's not like an awesome amount of light, but it's not supposed to be an awesome amount of light. It's supposed to be like this. Wow, this is crazy. Are we almost done? I think we're almost done. I just have to do these stairs. So I'm gonna put a little upside down stair there, so I have a catwalk, so I have a connection point. We come in here, and we really need to go around into here. So let's see if we can put a couple scaffolds, corner. Yeah. Right? And then we can do the same thing here. Okay, that's working. And here we're coming down, right? So I can't put anything underneath here. This is what I'd like to do. So that's what I'd like to do. Maybe I want to continue straight through. So somehow we have to get stairs to come through here. So we went around that. So let's come through here and down. Yeah, let's come through here. This is where we come down. So how do we get from here to there? Need a block we can attach to. We put some supporting catwalk in here. Sometimes I think it can serve well as a structural block. There. Put this here. And we're going to just come out with it, actually. You know, I think it'd be neat to be able to walk across the tops of these. So we're gonna I'm going to change what I was thinking about here, and not just put stairs in here. We're going to also put this access in. I think that's fun. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fun. Problem is, I don't know that it's going to look very supported. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it won't be, but will it look supported? Very pleased with this idea that these cargo containers will be these access walks. I think that'll be great. That's where we'll access. This upper catwalk here, I think that'll be really cool. I think this is coming together. I'm pretty happy about what's going on here. This is basically the kind of build that I wanted to do. This is basically the kind of build I wanted to do with this. I think it looks really industrial. Walk all over it. There's lots of catwalks, so you know, Mozo will hate it. It's perfect. Well, I don't think that I made this space too big after all. I think that I drilled out just the right amount of space. So I'm gonna weld the rest of this up and see if there's any more setup or details I need to take care of. And then I'll come back when I'm done with that. And maybe we'll get on to something else. I don't know. It's been awesome to do this build today. It's been a couple of weeks now. I've been sort of wanting to do it, at least. And it's all been like set up and stuff. And if I was not doing a show out of this, I might have just kind of mainlined it and just kind of played like a lunatic for a while and just done that. But because I'm doing a series, I'm trying to play once a week. So I get excited about stuff, and I can't do anything about it for a whole week. It can be a little torturous sometimes. So I am going to work on one of the finishing touches here. What is all that pirate scout drone? So I'm going to work on one of the last things I need to do, which is with ice in here. So I need these, need to have some sorters here. These need to like junctions. So
Energy critical.
one of these, one of these, one of these. We need another one because we need active and passive sorting. So we need one on drain all and one on allow things through. And then we need something to allow things back through. So we're going to send the ice in. We're going to allow bottles and stuff in. We're going to allow bottles and stuff out. This is kind of a hard episode for me to record, I guess, because I feel like I'm doing a whole lot of building. I don't know how to present that in a way that, you know, doesn't suck. So hopefully by the time I'm done with this episode, I will have accomplished that. If not, I'm sorry. I did my best. I think this is one of the harder things to do in Space Engineers is big giant build. It's actually interesting. Like to watch. Man, how am I just out of stuff? Come on, what's going on? Okay. Let's set these up. So this guy is just gonna be, this is gonna be icy. So.
Chouse, sorter, ice, main to ice. And we're going to whitelist ice. This is going to be drain all on. Well, this is going to be beach house, sorter, main, ice, passive. So this guy is going to be a whitelist, and he's going to allow ammo, components, hand tools, and ingots, and bottles in here. So this one's going to suck ice in. This one's going to allow other things to come through if we want them. So like if I want to build something. And this one's going to allow other things to come out. Beach house, sorter, ice, to main, and whitelist. We're going to allow all this stuff in. Ammo, components, hand tools, ingots, right? And then we need the bottles. I'm not putting an ore on here because ice is an ore, so if I'm going to do that, I have to specify them all specifically. So I could lay out the other ores to say the other ores can come out, but they should never get in, so it doesn't really matter, right? Right.
Alright, so that should take care of that. I gotta rename these. Beach house. Cargo ice. I think this build is done. Wow, okay. Yeah, I think we're done. We've got our sorters in to sort things. We have lots and lots of cargo containers for cargo. We can walk this, so we can get down here. We can walk around. We got lots of hydrogen storage for hydrogen. We got like 16 tanks down here. That should be enough to refuel the Ukamanchi, even with its additional tanks that are extra. So this is nice. So I'm going to take a break because I've been playing for a while, and I'm probably going to edit it because I've been playing for a while. So who knows? Maybe this is an episode. I don't know. It'd be great if I could also build the ice drill this episode. That would be great, but we'll see where we are with the edit. I may have done an okay job of this build. If I didn't, then I'm going to cut a bunch of it out, and we're going to build the drill as well. So I hope that you guys are all having a great day, and I'm going to take a break. Come back. All right, engineers, boys and girls, I did the edit, and we're done. Episode is over. And next time, we're going to work on the ice drill and the control station for the drill. So the control station will be up here. This is going to be a pressurized airlock here. I guess it already has a vent somewhere. Does it? Maybe not. This would be a pressurized airlock. And you'll come up here and be an airlock here. And then we'll be able to look out over our drilling rig and control our giant ice gathering machine. So, thank you for joining me for another episode of ProtoTech Quest. I very much appreciate the opportunity to share this with you. I hope that everything is going well in your lives and that you can join me again for the next episode where we will be getting all this ice. And then after that, we got to get out of here. We got to get more ProtoTech. It's been a long time now. We haven't gotten any. So there's all that and plenty more to come. Bye-bye.